Who am I?
Before we talk about the list, let's go ahead and explain. Each week we get a top 10 list decided from, like last week we did composers, right? And we pick out like 15 people or video games for this week, and we choose our personal top 10, and then the guy who runs the list, like Mitch is this week, he composites them and figures out conglomerately what would be the top 10. So yours is included into the score.
Okay.
Yeah. So this week's top 10 will be a combined of all four of us think, and we'll start with number 10, which ended up being Far Cry 5.
What are the 5 that didn't make it?
Just rattle them off.
I don't remember.
Jeez. Well,
All right.
if you don't hear
At
it,
number 10, Far Cry 5.
Let's see. Hold on. We got this.
You can do it. You can do it.
hey, look.
I just gotta find.
You want to buy this? Look at that.
Entertain this. I want like a Joe Pesci one where he's yelling, "Go entertain yourself,"
Go entertain yourself. How come I don't have a entertain this phone stopper thing?
because that's the only one.
Because it's the only one. Yeah, it's the only one in existence at the moment.
Well, give me those internet clicks. Give me them internet money so I can buy one of them things.
How much does one of those cost?
It's like $12.
Yeah, I think it was $12.
Oh, that's not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see. Some of the ones that didn't make it were Dragon Age Inquisition,
That's fair.
Batman Arkham Knight,
That's fair.
Okay.
No, that's not fair. That should definitely be on the list.
Saints Row 4,
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Borderlands 2,
That's fair.
that's fair.
Metal Gear Phantom Pain.
Oh, I love that game.
I'm on the line with that one.
Close.
Yeah,
I love that game.
those are the ones that didn't make it.
It's a weird game, but it's so fun. I love that you can like just shoot people with a balloon gun and they just take off to orbit.
Yank up into the sky.
You don't know where they go. They just disappear.
Gone forever.
Yeah, screaming the whole way up there.
But we'll get on to the actual list, which will start with number 10, which was Far Cry 5.
Yeah,
That was a good
I've
one.
never played it.
I have.
you would like it.
played
It's
it.
about a bunch of dumb rednecks in the woods just shooting
Who
stuff.
start like a cult?
Yeah, start a cult. You want to kill grizzly bear? They're out there. There's like a million of them.
And I would like this. Why?
Because,
You want to get drugged and like they do like that whole kind of Black Ops thing.
you want to shoot a badger
Like
with
they,
a 50 cal, see
like
what
the
happens.
mental aspect where like you smell like the stupid.
That's what that game reminds me of.
Yeah. Instead of somebody grabbing you, go, the numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Yeah.
It's like this like poppy powder or some crap that'll get like ejected where you're at, and it's like dream sequence, and it's like great. Now I got to sit through this for 5 minutes.
Well, so you play a new deputy for this like ragtag group of law enforcement in the middle of nowhere, and that's apparently it's in like Utah, this like basin meteor area where like no outside people can get into, kind of thing.
There's like one way in or something.
Right.
It's in a valley.
And so it's very conveniently built that way, which also happens to have this cult, which is like hell bent on taking over the world, and they basically just decimate all law and order in that area, and you're the last guy.
All 3 cops
Yeah.
in that town.
By the time you finish this game, first off, you kill a lot of people.
A lot.
Like, I think the population of Utah is probably like 16. You could kill at least 16 million people or something like that.
They just keep showing up.
Yeah, you kill so many people, and like this is the biggest cult ever to exist, and you kill them all. Just no remorse. No, there is no law or an order.
No, you can do what you want.
This guy just did whatever, and you kill people with the weirdest stuff. You like crossbows, 50 cals. You want to run them over with a helicopter, all sorts of things.
It's like Warzone,
It is like Warzone. Yeah,
Okay, look at there.
but with rednecks.
that's true. Yeah,
What are you talking about?
You can
cults.
you can tame a badger to kill people for you. That's a thing.
Okay.
So, honey
That's the
badger.
pinnacle of civilization.
That's it.
I have tamed a badger.
Dude, that badger is BA. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it a honey badger or is it just a
It's a honey
regular
badger.
badger?
When you hear that thing coming for you, though, it's scary.
Grown men are defecating on themselves. It's the psycho badger.
All right, what you got for number 9?
Good game.
Number 9 is Spider-Man for PS4.
Oh, that should be up higher on the list.
Yeah, me and Booker. I mean, Brant.
The game's amazing.
Me and Brian are the only ones that.
Well,
game's amazing.
I don't have a PlayStation, so I did not
Yeah.
play it, unfortunately. But
Oh my
but
God.
the
bought a
Miles
PlayStation
the
2
Miles
for it.
Morales one, like it's got me this close to wanting to buy a PlayStation just for that. Is it a new game, or is it going to be DLC
gonna
for
be-
Spider game?
I don't know if
The
it'll be.
PS5. I think.
I don't know if it'll be like just him, or if it'll be like him and Peter Parker, like a game of both of them. I don't know.
Well, if they're smart, they will incorporate, obviously things that were good from 4.
Right.
Well,
which was Peter Parker, his story.
Well, in 4 you had the Miles Morales story where
Right.
I didn't get far enough into it, but I know you play as
he
him.
comes in toward the end.
Like sneaking around and stuff, but I didn't know if you actually play him as Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
No.
There's like costume skins and stuff like that you
Oh
can
yeah,
wear.
there's tons of them.
Can you have the Miles Morales costume at some point? No? All right.
No, but I mean they have all sorts of different ones from the different incarnations, from cartoons to movies, TV shows, all these different versions. And each one will add like a little something different to your character too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like there's one that makes you like swing faster and stuff like that. It's pretty
So
cool.
does Miles Morales, does he incorporate anything different? Because he's got the he's got the invisibility thing, right?
Yeah.
So
he's I love just based on the source material, he is his own superhero.
right.
Yeah.
His only I guess way to Spider-Man is that Spider-Man kind of mentored him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
He passed the torch.
That's it,
so
man.
to speak.
He's also got
his
his
own
Venom
powers.
blast.
I mean, like the movie, when I saw that coming out, I was just like, it's a weird looking movie. I didn't. the art was strange. Then I watched it and I was like, this is one of the coolest movies I've seen.
I like the story. I didn't like the artwork just because I don't know. It was kind of blocky at some parts, and I didn't.
Well, you know what they did? So I actually watched a documentary on why they did it for the stagnant stuff. And for Miles Morales' universe, it was filmed at like 20 frames a second. But Peter Parker is at 24, the full frames per second. He looks a lot smoother and crisp.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And so even in his universe, they somehow made him go 24 frames per second, full frame use, whereas Miles Morales' universe around him. So that shows like the different dimensions converging for the end of the Spider-Verse stuff.
That's interesting.
Fascinating how they could do all
I
that.
just like the
then with
Kingpin's neck.
Oh yeah.
Is up here, but the top of his head is down here.
Like I know, like for the
that.
movie, Miles Morales ended up like moving faster as the movie went on, like to where he almost caught up.
The
Of
frame,
the speed,
frame
yeah.
rate. Yeah, that's an interesting way to do that too. Yeah, it's a beautiful story. I like that
a really good
story a lot. So I'd be interested to see how they do it for a video game.
But I mean, the Spider-Man game, it was for the graphics. I mean, it was so crisp and clear, and I mean, you have the whole of New York that you can travel around.
I remember like the old versions, like PlayStation 2 Spider-Man games
Yeah.
with like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was fun, the exploration and stuff like that. And then they came out with like a Spider-Man 3 or whatever. It was basically the same thing, and I was kind of burnt
Yeah.
out. So is that kind of how it feels for Spider-Man new stuff?
This one's a lot different. Like you have your main story, but then you also have like some other villains and stuff that you can encounter.
Yeah.
That are like basically like side quests, but they're still some of the main villains. They're just not part of the main story for this.
Is there
game.
like upgrades or?
And I think and I was going to say this for another game that's going to be mentioned on the list, but I think to me, and this I'm definitely oversimplifying this, but I think what makes an open world game so good is it being able to allow the player to go in the world without, or give them the feeling that they can go anywhere in the world without any restrictions.
Okay.
Their ability to make decisions and actions that impact the game, the gameplay, and then a story that's compelling enough to where they want to, come back for a sequel, or they want to continue the story. I think Spider-Man has all this in spades.
So story is the big part.
Story is amazing.
Yeah.
The-
I mean, even the side quests, they were so good that you wanted to go and do the side quests, and I got sidetracked on those from finishing the main story just because the side quests were they had
so
story
good.
to them.
While
too.
we're on the topic of what makes an open world game better than other ones, like I agree. I think story is paramount. But what about other open world games? Like how do they seamlessly translate story into an idea where like you don't feel like you're accepting a quest? You feel like you just
your best.
It's on you.
you just showed up and you before you even know it, for some reason you're hunting down and killing some guy. You don't realize it's in your quest log or something like that. What's a game like what's an example of that from any games that we can say this is why this open world kind of story is better than the other ones? Like World of Warcraft, my opinion, is a bad version of that. You literally have to walk up to a guy, don't give crap about the story, hit the accept button, and then go kill 24 warthogs, and then you get your 5,000 XP.
I think one way you see this, and especially games that take place in an urban environment, what you do is if you attack a certain faction, or if you attack this faction that's known for sending out patrols. So now, when you've beaten that side quest, now the difficulty of getting to each area, you don't see as many AIs walking around.
Right.
It's less, it's
like the more
you're
you
less
do.
impeded, so you can do the main course.
So what you do impacts the universe around you too.
Right.
Yeah.
So like in Spider-Man, if you catch enough bad guys, there's less random crime and stuff like that going on or something.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean there was like a couple of different like gangs. Like you had the Kingpin's gang, you had the the Negative Man's gang.
Yeah.
They're all kind of throughout the city, and the more you fight one, you kind of slow them down. Well, then another one will try to take over a different part of the city, and when you look at the map, you can see that these guys are taking over here, so you got to kind of fight them back. And
And if you're in one area, the crime, and you handle some of the crime in the area, the actual
Dissipates.
crime rate will.
Yeah. I know, and we'll get to this. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to it. What's next on the list?
The next one is Minecraft. It'd be number 8.
This is what I put as my number one.
All right. Why did you put it as number 1?
As far as open world, it's all at your fingertips. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to make, you can do it.
I want to make a spaceship that goes into orbit and shoots nukes, detonates a whole continent.
You can.
No, you can't.
I was taken back.
No,
I was
I've seen
really?
it. Achievement Hunter's done
What?
it.
You can
No,
do
they've
this.
not-
They've gone to other planets.
There's no other planets in
I don't know
Minecraft.
if it's like Minecraft or like a version of it. Where it's
Okay, maybe there's mods and stuff out there, but I don't want to do all
it
the
could be
computer
done.
wizardry, nerd stuff. I want to download a game and I want to play it.
Well, that game exists.
All right.
So you can build a spaceship, build a base on the moon, blow up Earth.
I have seen things like even when I was big into playing Minecraft with my kids, I built we had the whole map. We had mines and portals and stuff all over the place, and we got tired of walking to it. So I built minecart rails, and then we got tired of picking up your minecart and putting on the rail and going. So I built a minecart rail hub. And so you walk inside, you sit down in your minecart, you push the button for your destination, and then like the rails charge up ready to go, and then you pull the lever and you take off and go.
Crunk, pull the lever.
It took me like 3 months to figure out how to wire all that stuff, because you have to do basic like wiring in order to figure out how to do all this stuff by laying the elements out and whatnot. And then they updated the game and changed the physics for stuff, and it just completely botched the whole thing. And I was like, nope, I'm quitting Minecraft now. So
I mean, there's like the stuff people have built in Minecraft, like the Titanic. They've built Barad-dûr from Lord of the Rings, the Statue of Liberty.
I've seen it to scale USS Enterprise to scale.
To scale.
Yes. Like, to me, like I know as far as open world, it's like it doesn't stop when you play Minecraft. You just keep going and going. It just keeps generating more and more and more as the farther you go.
Right.
So I think as far as like an open world where you basically are God,
That's true.
you can switch into just creative mode and do whatever the hell you want.
That's
That's
cheap,
the way
though.
I've always played, is the creative mode. Just because it's so monotonous just to sit there, chop down this tree, chop down this tree, chop down this tree. It's like,
I like playing survival mode just because it's a little bit more of a
Yeah, there's an edge
I
to
could
it.
mess it up, but I got my house. I have a security tower. I have a farm. And,
There's nothing
It's
worse
nice.
than
It's
playing
not much, but it's honest work.
survival mode, and you've built your house, and you have your garden, your farm, and your cows, and everything's working, and then some freaking creeper comes and blows it all up. Yeah,
There's nothing worse than be digging in one of the caves and also
Oh,
turn
yeah.
around and there he is.
Or like you're tunneling down and you're going down like in a 1 block and you just tunnel down and you drop like 20 blocks into lava. It's just like, and there goes all of my stuff.
I've done that. I've tunneled down, and then like I accidentally unblocked a wall of lava. And I was just like, just putting blocks out, and I blocked myself in, and I was like, well, I'm not dead, but I don't know
stuck.
where I'm at.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Should I go up, down?
To the left.
It's just a black screen.
Am I upside down?
Where am I?
It's like being in an avalanche. You just like, I don't know if I'm facing up or down. You have to spit and find out.
Yeah,
Let gravity decide for you.
yeah, it's a fun
But
game.
the ultimate thing in Minecraft is to kill the Ender Dragon.
That came
what?
late. That came late in the game, though. That was never like the main part of the game.
Yeah, Minecraft. I mean, it was just like a silly building simulator.
Right.
What
It's
is that?
really taken off?
So like, okay, if you play the game enough, you collect enough resources, you build these portals to go to different parts. There's like
To go to the Nether.
and then there's the end. I think is what it's called. Very tastefully done name. The end, and then in there is called the Ender Dragon. I've seen my daughter kill it like 15 times. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
It seems very complicated. I don't know. I couldn't do it. So
but your daughter can.
She's amazing at that game. She builds some pretty impressive stuff. So she's figured out how to take the livestock of animals and corral them based off of their species. So like they'll wander in and go into like their own little corral, and then if she wants chicken, she'll push a button and then the chicken will fall.
Like through a trap door.
Yep, and then just go through some machinery and process chicken.
She's running a meat packing plant.
Meat packing plant.
But I'm looking at her, she's like 10 years old, and I'm like, wow, this is really bringing out some ingenuity in kids. So,
I was very simple. I always just built bat caves.
Oh.
I'd build down into the ground and
Build a big T-Rex and a giant penny.
Did you sing the song to you while you're doing it?
sometimes.
All right. All right, what you got? What's next?
All right, number 7 is probably one of your favorites, which is Legends of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
It should be higher on the list.
It's not.
I think it's like, what is it, number 6?
7.
7?
Seven.
That's a
Yeah,
fair. That's a fair spot.
That's fair.
Well, first off,
It's a good game, but
It's very good.
Zelda was one of the first open world games ever to exist. If you want to just say you could go in any direction you want to, it wasn't a linear platform game or anything
Even
like
before
that.
Daggerfall.
This was 1980
so
something.
before Daggerfall.
So yeah,
Daggerfall was
you sure about
92.
that? You don't think Super Mario?
Super Mario was just a linear platform. Your guy
you're right,
goes
you're right,
one
you're right.
direction or backwards.
You're right.
So Zelda, you could go up, down, left, and right.
Oh, you're right.
4 directions at once.
But you could like one square, one screen. You could go up or down, and you could go to a whole nother screen. So if the whole map was like 12 screens, I mean, it was very, primitive. But hey, you could go anywhere. So
For the 80s.
yeah,
Cutting edge.
it was. So, but then they take it, and each iteration of Zelda that comes out just blows up. And Breath of the Wild being the most reincarnation of it is insane. It's a huge map. It's tons of quests. Like I probably put 300 hours into that game over the course of 3 years. So it's a fun game. It's very hard. It can be as hard as you want it to be,
Okay.
and it can be as easy as you want it to be. But it's a lot of fun.
I just find it very, I guess, didn't draw me in. Just from what I'd seen you play, I was like, because I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of open world that didn't really have a whole lot to do other than travel.
A lot of walking.
300 million people out there would disagree, Mitch.
Oh,
300 million people can be wrong. I don't care.
I don't like it.
All right, what else you got?
Number 6, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I like the game. It was a lot of fun.
Assassin's Creed's come a long way with
Yes.
their open worlds.
Yeah.
yes.
I haven't cared about Assassin's Creed since Black Flag.
If you like Black
that
Flag,
was
you
a-
would like this one.
Yeah, that was a
Flag's
big
good.
open world.
Half
a
of
lot
this
to
one
do.
is water stuff.
The Valhalla one coming out though.
That I might jump in on that one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the trailer for that one.
you haven't seen it.
I don't know, it's
It
been out
looks-
for a while, but I haven't seen
Need
it
to watch
yet.
it later.
It looks amazing.
It does look pretty good.
But I mean, this one was pretty good. It's
Why was
kind
the
of
movie so bad?
because they wanted to
Because it's a video game movie. We all know you can't do that.
Oh, I had the curse.
Yeah, the
I had
curse.
the curse all over it.
well, they felt too, I guess, drawn to show the modern day instead of just the past. They could have stuck to the past and just that story.
Do they still do that for the Assassin's Creed games? Do
In
they
this
still-
one, I've played probably 15 to 20 hours of it, and I've come out of the ancient world maybe twice.
So they still have like a ongoing modern plot or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you come out of it. They do like a 5-minute little talk, and you search around the modern day room that you're in to find.
I think that's why I
clues.
like Black Flag so much. They just didn't care. They're just like, whatever, you're just a pirate, go with it. And that was,
Yeah, I mean-
that was the end of it.
Well,
So,
that's pretty
You
much what
enjoy
this
it
one
here.
is.
yeah.
Enjoy
That
it.
was like one of the annoying things about the first one.
Yeah, the whiny dude
Like
that pops out.
It's
with
like
the
you
robot
get
thing.
be in like the middle of something kind of cool as Altair, and then it's like, and time to be Desmond and just
The Desmond,
wander
yeah.
around
Desmond.
in my
Yeah.
cell.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be an assassin. Wah.
and you like try to figure out how to speed it up so you can go back into the Animus and go back.
But this one was pretty cool because, like, as a character, you could choose to help the Spartans or the Athenians.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could. I kind of fought on both sides, just depending on what I needed to get done. And if you can fight, which they're like large scale wars, where it's probably around 100 people on screen, and it's a tug of war kind of thing, where the more people you kill, the more your side starts to win.
Yeah.
And you influence the area all around you by that.
I think what Assassin's Creed did first is like most open world games, they'd have random NPCs and they'd just be people to kind of like decorate the environment. Like, you know, they'd be there. You couldn't do much to them or whatever. But this was the first game that was like, one of these random NPCs at any time you might have to kill for some whatever reason, and you have to do it as very inconspicuous as possible and try not to disturb the environment,
Right.
you know, to assassinate somebody. And it definitely made you like a lot more conscientious of the NPCs and not just how pretty the regular like natural environment was, but the people that were the non-player characters running around too.
Yeah, I mean, because if they see you kill somebody, they take off running,
exactly.
screaming, "Hey, he's over here! You know, he did this!" You know, so
you get that 5-star Grand Theft Auto thing going.
All the guards in this. Well, the thing was like try to get wanted in Assassin's Creed and then counter kill as many guards as you. How many can I get?
There's probably some world record out there. It's probably like 6,000.
Well, see now you can't quite counter kill all.
Yeah,
of them.
I know they got rid of it.
Yeah, you can counter, but it doesn't. You don't just automatically kill the person.
Yeah.
you can counter and then you can try and attack back.
Which I think they got rid of it in Brotherhood.
Might have been. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But like if you get caught too much now, they send bounty hunters after you. Which
Yeah, that became a thing in Assassin's Creed 3.
this one they'll
Was it Ezio or which one's it?
No,
That's
it's
the second one.
Connor.
Connor. Okay.
Is in
the Native American guy.
Well, I mean, if you
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
if you get too high, almost like Grand Theft Auto, you get too high of a rating, they'll send like guys that are 10 levels higher than you after you.
Yeah.
All you can do is run. And some of them will have like a bear sidekick. So like they have a trained bear that comes with them. It's like their pet. And you have to fight off the bear and the person at the same time.
That's the struggle bus.
That sounds exciting.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But
All right, well,
we'll move on to number 5, which was Red Dead Redemption.
all right, Red Dead Redemption. I think that this is one of the most quintessential, like modern open world games because there's no loading screens. If there is, you don't even know you're in it.
Right.
And and like when there's a loading, the only time there's a loading screen is when you fast travel, and it punishes you essentially for fast traveling. The game tries to encourage you to stay as much in real time as possible. Which is cool. Sometimes you're just like, all right, I just want to go beat this thing real quick and fast travel.
Or you realize you're on the wrong side of the map.
It's like, where's this thing?
But not only that, like the cinematic stuff, you know, where
It's not a curse word.
where do you want it?
Where you
Where
want
do you want it? The nipple.
But but anyway, sometimes you'll interact with people. They'll have like a little cutscene brawl, you know, and you're like, you can't tell. Like I remember like playing the game and then watching stuff happen, and I'll put the controller down, and like it'll just be like silence, and I'll be like, oh, that wasn't a cutscene. I've been playing the whole time. And my dude's not moving at all the entire time. Yeah.
Well, like they'll have like the cinematic like black on the bottom and top of the screen, and then it just kind of pans out where you're still the guy. You know, there was no cut between it.
Yeah, the dialogue and just this goofy random stuff. I remember like I walked up to this one dude. I was riding my horse, and there's this one guy like shoeing a horse, and he's like, "What's up, stranger?" And he just gets blasted in the head by the horse. The horse just hauls off and kicks his head off, and he's just like, "Oh!" The horse runs off, and you're just like, "Free money."
What's this about?
Take some money.
Let's see what he had in his pockets. Because like we were talking about it outside. We're like, you just be like going down a trail, and it'd be like that guy right there. It's like, hey, don't you come any closer. And like it's like the one path to get to where you need to go. And you're just like, look, I'm just trying to go over.
Calm down, man.
And he like pulls the gun. He's like, I said, don't come any closer. Just like, God, I just need to. And you're like trying to get like as big of a like wide berth as possible. Like you like go into Narnia to go around and come around, and he shoots at you. And then you kill him, and some guy like 200 yards away just goes, I saw that.
That's all I was gonna say.
Sir, self-defense.
I was gonna say you get attacked, you kill the guy, and there's some guy that just pops out of a
And
bush.
I'm on trial for murder. It's preposterous.
The funniest thing I've ever seen.
outrageous.
I watched this video. This dude like happens upon some people on the road, and he's playing a bad guy, bad character, and he's like, you know, give me all your money, and he shoots his gun up to like get their attention. And he goes, bow. And you're like, wow. And a bird just falls out of the sky. Kills a bird. Just flying over him. Just
What are the odds? I like how like if you put the mask on, like the bandana, like nobody knows who you are, and you just go, and it's like, oh, where'd that guy go?
Who is
like,
that man?
It's like, officer, he was wearing clothes just like that guy, but he had a bandana.
What in darnation?
Well, man, that's another thing.
What in tarnation?
That's another thing that makes that such a good open world game is like you said, he just randomly shot and just even you can't see it. A bird's like flying over the top, but you don't know it's there.
There's all
Or you're just like riding along and your horse starts bucking because there's a snake and you can't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was like looking to follow somebody, and I was just watching him, and he tried to beat a train. And he did not beat the train. And I was like, well, there goes my bounty.
Load last save.
So,
all right, cool.
We'll move on to number 4, which is Fallout 4.
that is my number 1.
I did not.
I have
play
not
this
played
game.
that one.
I have not played that one either.
Fallout New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game.
That's the most recent one I've played.
And I think that is the best open world RPG game ever.
I'll take your word for it.
And my reasoning is the story for Fallout New Vegas is just on a league of its own for other Fallout games.
Okay.
There's cutscenes, but you choose dialogue and how, like, depending on what your skills are, how much your charisma you have, what you've experienced and stuff like that to the game up to that point, and it could impact everything from that point on to the game. So it diverges plenty.
So it's a very dynamic.
Very dynamic. Like, you play the game 15 times, it's different every time.
Okay.
And the combat's fun. It's not like great, it's, but it's fun and it's stupid and hilarious. Fallout 4 is definitely more focused on combat than it is story. There's still tons of different ways you can play Fallout 4, but the story for New Vegas is my favorite. However, one story about Fallout 4 I want to say before we move on is there's these giant green dudes called super mutants, and they're basically... So Fallout takes place in the future. It's a dystopic future where after World War II, we focus more on nuclear energy than any other kind of energy, and we have like atomic cars and whatever. Well, we go to war with China, and Fallout happens, and this is the remnants of people trying to survive post nuclear fallout.
Right.
And these super mutants were like these engineered nuclear withstanding idiots. They're really dumb, but they're super strong and just hulking beasts. And they walk around, they try to eat people, they try and catch them and eat them. So you gotta like sneak your way through them. So in some parts of the city, you see a super mutant walking around. And he's got this giant sledgehammer, right? And the cars, which are made with nuclear energy, that have been sitting there for hundreds of years, just percolating, just waiting to explode. You just walk up and just like see them just looking at the car, and you can see the wheels turning in their heads. He just looks at the hammer, looks at the car, and you're just like, "Don't do it!" Boom! Just nuclear explosion and just body parts. And like I'm looking through my binoculars, and I'm just like, "He did it!" And then body parts rain all over me and stuff like that. Whoa! That's impressive. They just decided
He just like pulls out an umbrella.
Yeah.
It's raining super mutant again.
It's a goofy game. It's fun though. So, yeah, it was my number 1.
Yeah, I think it was number 6 for me. So
Yeah.
I never played it.
it's all right. I've watched a lot of gameplay of it, but
I've listened to you talk about it a lot.
It's
You and Pez.
yeah, it's a silly game.
all right. Well, we'll move on to number 3, which is actually the largest map out of all of them that we're talking about. Is Witcher 3.
Oh, okay.
The map's like 218 kilometers.
Yeah, it's a busy game. I beat that game last year, and it took me about 6 months to beat.
I'm playing it right now.
I haven't even played the DLCs yet. I need to.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet though.
Yeah, I downloaded the whole game. I'm playing it right now.
Okay, and this is 3, right? Because
Yes,
Yeah.
I
this is
couldn't
the one that I
finish
hear
2.
that people have never played the game. They play that one and they go back and play the other ones.
Yeah, I couldn't.
that good?
I couldn't play 2. I couldn't get into it.
No.
I just would want to go back and play 3 again. So, but I did read the books because of the game, and I pounded those books, and those books were by far the best part about the whole Witcher experience. So I highly recommend it. But yeah, it's a great game. It's like Assassin's Creed. You level up and to yourself, but the environment around you could be random levels. So if you follow a quest line that way and you don't want to anymore, and you want to just take off and go some direction, do it at your own peril, because 3 miles that way could be,
Level 50.
yeah, and
Level
you're like
20.
Yeah, so do it at your own risk, and you think you're. Some people are good enough, because if you're good enough at the combat, you can, kind of whittle people down.
Hit and dodge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not that good, and plus they could take like a 30-minute fight, and that's just gonna exhaust me. I don't want to do that. So
Because if you mess it up once after 29 minutes, you're dead. And you got to do it all over again.
it's a good story, multiple endings. You play it for the side quests. You don't play it for the main quest. The main quest is fun, but all the interesting characters you meet and the stuff that you do with them and the cool stuff that you get from them is what makes it worth
quest.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, love it a lot. All right, cool.
Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. You can do anything in this game.
It's pretty impressive.
You had a
That
number
game
one.
set the gold standard.
You had it for
Open
number 1,
world.
right?
I think yes, it was my number 1.
Yeah. So why is it?
It was my number one.
Well, because I think, you have to play to that Fortnite crowd. You got to make an open, like nowadays, you got to make an open world, easy stupid for those that want to play easy stupid. For those of like us that want a little more from the story, you got to make. I think Grand Theft Auto does that perfectly.
There's something for everybody.
Yep, exactly.
What's the one Grand Theft Auto story that just?
And then where else can you pick up a hooker? Do whatever you're gonna do.
What's a specific Grand Theft Auto story that you just like
Story
giggle about?
There's so much
some
craziness
incident
in
that
that
happened.
game. There's so much craziness.
Were you ever like killing a dude in the street and then somebody saw you and then the cop and like saying you're like running from like six airplanes
I
in a
like to
helicopter.
walk around and watch like the cops interact because the cops they're getting in, they're on to you, but they're also on to everyone else too, and they're riding around like messing with
NPCs
people.
are not spared.
Yes, and you'll see them,
They tilt your shades down at you.
Yeah, you just watch them. Oh man, he's arresting this guy. Guys get arrested. What I love is when you like you'll beat someone up and then like the guys in an ambulance will show up and they'll fix them. And then if you beat them up too, like they'll just give up and like this is it. This is the murder scene. Like, we sent help. Someone killed them, so we're done. No, but I get in like a jet and ride around and like just destroy things and then.
If I wanted to play the entire game of Grand Theft Auto without breaking one law, is it
Not
possible?
possible.
It's not
No, it's
possible.
You're not gonna do it.
You wouldn't even get past the first
What
level.
game was
First
it?
mission.
I think it was Driver.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
a funny story now. Now that you remember, because Driver was like a copycat
I
of.
played Driver 3.
You just couldn't get out of the car.
So you couldn't get out of the car. I remember I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
I was trying to I'm gonna obey all the traffic laws, and I'm a cop. I should know. I'm driving around, and I accidentally nudged the car in front of me, and we're sitting in traffic. The officer in the patrol car starts ramming everybody, just so he can turn. Come and get me. I was like, yeah, this game.
It's like that's accident review
No,
board.
I was like, you just caused more damage than I just did trying to get to me. But
Someone's
anyway,
getting suspended.
It's all your fault though.
because he's like destroying cars. I'm like, he's not coming for me. Wait a minute. He is coming.
He
for me.
is. He definitely is.
Well, I always find it funny with the Grand Theft Autos. You could run a stop sign. They're going to kill you.
Guns
do not
drawn,
take
helicopters
nonsense
on you,
in that
everything.
city.
There's probably
They
people
mean
like
business.
There's probably people like think that America is really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're playing Grand Theft Auto. It's like you stop at a stop sign,
Don't
or like at
jaywalk.
a traffic light, and like your front tire is on like the crosswalk line.
Yeah.
which is a ticket. And it's just like you just look. It's like and then
Come
here's
here,
a
boy.
gunshot. And there's a cop just standing right next to you, driver's side mirror, and just caps you right there. It's like that's that game.
Well, I mean, if you play the online mode, there's so much you can do. You can go. They have a casino. You can go and just play casino games. You can go. You can like basically you steal the fire truck. You can go and do fire truck missions like a fireman.
That's what I do. I love doing this.
There's all the
Fire
heists.
You
trucks.
can do anything. I
Or
mean,
the impound. I like doing that.
My favorite bit is the racing. That's become its own. That's become its own.
Yeah, it's his
game.
own game in there. Yeah.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
all right. Well, even though that game is so much fun, especially if you have more than one person, like if you have a team to play with, it's fun.
Yeah.
But we'll go on to number one, which is Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Another
best.
good game.
I've never played this.
I think that was the one, which is weird. But I've never played Grand Theft Auto 5, so I guess we're all weird in our own capacities. But Skyrim is probably the quintessential open world game that everybody thinks
That
about.
is a game like you walk out of a town on like a little side quest.
Yeah.
4 years later,
Yeah.
you're on like you've done 80 other things. You've leveled up like 20 levels,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, there's a main quest. What was I doing?
So I was in the tournament. I was so obsessed with the tournament. That's all I cared about.
The tournament?
Like, getting myself, ready
Yeah.
for that. Then I want to become a vampire. I was like, how do you become a vampire? I research it. Okay, I want to become a vampire.
It's like I went to a
like, yeah.
town for like a main questing. I had to tell a jarl about something. Next thing I know, I'm the harbinger of the companions. I'm a werewolf. I'm wanted by the Dark Brotherhood.
Yep,
I've
the
killed
Dark
20
Brotherhood.
dragons.
Some of the dumbest NPCs, though, in video game history.
some of the most quotable.
Like, a
I was
guy
an
will
adventurer
walk up
like
with you with a bent fork and be like, I'm going to mug you. Give me all your money. And you're literally wearing dragon scales because you've killed
armor.
so many dragons. And you're just like, all right. Bah!
And then you Fusro Da him into like the next world.
Yeah.
It's like have fun in the plains of oblivion. Bah!
I don't. It wasn't this Elder Scrolls game, but I played one of them where you were talking about a vampire. I had become a vampire, and then like 3 months later, I decided to play, and I forgot.
You walked out in the
I was
sun.
walking down, just walking down the street. Why am I dying? Why am I dying?
am I dying about?
What's killing me?
So they're burning. I was like, oh yeah.
I forget too. And people.
But
like,
I mean, like you could
my
be
way.
walking through a city or through one of the holds, and somebody walks by and is saying something in conversation with another person, not even talking to you, and then it's like side quest pops up, and you're just like, Jesus, now I gotta ask him about it, and then you go do it. Oh my God, it's
I thought
not.
he said Jesus.
It's not a curse word.
Nope, he's got 2 for now.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
Spare him.
He said
You
twice.
gonna spare him?
I'm not.
Spare him this time.
Don't,
Oh, you're out.
don't go easy on him.
Here's ammo.
Darn it.
Reload.
Dag nabbit.
Doggone it. Lint liquor.
What? Tarnation. Hey, you blockhead. Listen up, macaroni ears.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
I think Skyrim is deserving to be number 1.
I think it is. I think that's why it has come out for every. I mean, how many re-releases has this game had?
Too many.
4.
You can get it.
I own 4.
You're gonna get it for your fridge one day. It's gonna be on your phone. It's gonna be
Yeah.
built in.
Oh,
all
on the
sorts of
phone?
stuff. So.
That'll be the next thing.
When dreams
I'd play
become
that one.
video games, it'll be on there.
Yeah. So
Play while you sleep.
we'll never release Sky or 6 or Elder Scrolls 6. It's
No,
not-
it's
need
just gonna, how much can we do with Skyrim?
I thought I thought about playing it, and then after y'all talked, I was
Play
like,
it.
"There's no way I'll ever
Play
catch up
it.
to anything y'all talked about."
No.
There's just
You'd
so
be
much to do.
surprised just how quick it happens.
Yeah.
Oh.